Hi everyone. In my last video, I talked about why you don't need expressions for most real-world projects. And I also showed you a few moments where expressions actually make sense. But today, I want to show you something different. How expressions can massively improve your workflow when you use them the right way. This isn't about doing complex math or building over-engineered setups. It's about removing repetitive work, the kind of work that slows you down on every single project. We are going to head to the first example, and the first example is truncating a node parameter using expressions. Instead of manually adjusting values every time something changes, the parameter responds automatically. Once it's set up, it just works. Okay, so let's just head to the computer and look at a few examples. Okay, so now I have something built up already. Okay, so I'm not going to go over how I've made this node. This video isn't for that. Okay, so this is a test node and I added rays. So this is why you have this rays like this. On the inspector, you could see I have my exposure at sound number 1.2. I have my weight at sound number 1.7. And I have the blend and decay on default. All right, so we are also going to add glow to this node tree. So of course, we're going to hit Shift space bar and we're going to look for glow. And we are going to add glow. So on glow here, we are going to make an animation. All right. The glow pulls a little bit of a shine to this effect here. It might be too much, but we're going to adjust this glow. But we're going to head to animations. Let's say we want to start our animation at frame 10. Let's say we don't want the glow to appear during the entirety of the clip. We just want the glow to appear at a certain time. All right. So let's say that's what we want to do. So what we want to do is we just want to head to frame 10. Let's say we want to start the glow at frame, let's pick 20. Frame 20. All right. So we're going to hit animations. Okay. And we're going to go to 0 with the glow. And we're just going to head to the next frame and we're going to put our desired values. So at glow size, we are going to put 6.3. That's just what I want. And at glow, we're going to put 0.843. By the way, you could put whatever number that suits you. Okay, so this number doesn't suit me actually. Let's reduce it a little bit. Okay, let's see. Let's reduce this one to 2. I just want the text to actually show. You don't want the glow to overpower your text. Okay, so let's look at the rays here and look at the glow. Okay, so the glow just make it shine and just say a little bit more. Let's just say this is what we want. Okay, and let's say we want it to last until frame 75, and we're gonna take those rays out again, and we are going to go to the next frame, and we're going to go to 0, head to 0. So basically, what we just did is the glow started at frame 20, it popped out, lasted to frame 75, and went away. What if we wanted the rays to have the same animations, meaning popping in at frame 20 and popping out at frame 75? We could go to rays and repeat the whole animation, right? But this is where expressions can remove those repetition. We are going to look at the best option to track our animations. So far, the best option we have here is using the blend. Okay, so blend just means if it's 1, the blend is fully noticeable. If it's 0, you don't see the animation, you don't see the rays or the glows. So we are going to use the blend to track the animation. We are going to go to blend and we are going to right click on blend and hit expressions. So the best logic is we know that glow is somewhere above 0. So we are going to use that to our advantage just to make it simple. We could use the frames, all right? but we're just going to end up writing a longer expressions. And sometimes we don't need to write longer expressions. So we're just going to use the glow parameter itself or the glow value itself, which makes it easier. So what we're going to do now is we're going to say if glow1, that's the name of the node, and the parameter we're going to use, there's two parameters that we could use, which is the glow size or the glow itself. You could use either. So I'm just going to use glow. All right. So if glow1, the glow is in capital letter. All right. So if glow1.glow is more than 0, if it's more than 0, then 1 is true, which is the full length of the blend. If not, comma, if not 0 is true, close brackets, and we hit it. Boom. All right. So what's going to happen is whenever there is no glow, as you can see, the raise goes away and the glow goes away because now the raise is connected to the glow. Whenever the glow is above 0, you see whenever the glow starts, that's when the raise starts as well. So whenever the raise end, that's when the glow ends as well. So now they are connected. It's just that simple. It doesn't matter what you do here. The expressions is always going to respond to whatever you do on glow. You don't need to change it. That saves you a lot of time. That will also improve your workflow as well. So we are going to head to example number 2, a background that responds to a text length. Next, we will build a background that automatically resizes based on how much text that is being added. No guessing, no manual tweaking. You change the text, the background updates instantly. This is the kind of setup that saves time every time you reuse it. So let's see how we could achieve this. So we are done with this. So let's put this away somewhere. Let's just get the background here. We're going to connect this. Let's put this to the viewer and let's resize this so you can see everything here. This background, we're just going to remove the alpha. Okay. So we have an empty canvas here. So now what we're trying to do is we are trying to get a background that's going to automatically update every time we add text or remove text. So let's get the background. All right. So let's add this here. Okay. So we could choose any color. I don't know. Let's add a green. Let's add blue. Let's add. All right. So let's say this color is what we want here. Okay. Let's also get a text. We're going to add a text to our workflow. Let's say reusable. Let's start here. Okay, let's create this. We are going to go to the background because the background is now where we want to make it have the same size as our text. Reuse. You know what? Let's just change what I put on the text. Let's put something else. Let's just say background. All right. So let's head back to our background because this is where we're going to do the magic. We are going to be working with the size of the background. I could imagine we could also use the mask, the rectangular mask, but we're just going to use the size of the background. Okay. And we are going to put again an expressions. Is that simple? So we are going to head to the width of the size. All right. You're going to just head to the inspector right next to the color, the image. That's where you're going to go to. From the color, you head to image. And so on the width side, you're going to right click it, expressions. So we're going to take this out. So we're just going to write an expressions here, test. So on this node is text3. That's the name of the node. So text3 dot output dot data window. Okay, you're gonna have to put bracket 3 minus text 3 dots output. So I'm putting lowercase p, but something tells me it might be capital letter. We're gonna see. So output dot data window. Okay, so we're gonna add plus. So that's for the pattern plus 0.05. You don't need to put pattern because that's also a way that we could actually add pattern without putting the pattern here. As a modifier, we're gonna do that. Let's just take away the patterns for now. We don't need the patterns. So we're just gonna use this formula. We're gonna hit enter. Maybe the parenthesis might be not this one here. It could be this one. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Let's see. That could be the case. Okay, so that was the problem. It was a parenthesis. It wasn't all right. So it's not the regular parenthesis with this one. It's the what you call that? Is it a bracket? What the one that looks like a square? Yeah. So that was the problem here. All right. So as you can see, the width has adjusted. So now we're gonna do the same with the height. Okay. So right click, hit expressions, and we're gonna do the same, but not the same expressions. Similar, but not the same. Okay, and there we go. So now we've put the expressions for the width and we've put the expressions for the height. All right, so let's test it out. So let's say background with words. All right, so every time you put anything, the background also adjusts. Bingo, so that works. Okay, so if you want to add patterns, that's the way you could do that. Let's say we want to add a little pattern between the words and the end of the background. We could do that using transform. Okay, so let's set that up. What we could do, we could add transform before the text. All right, so we could add transform right here before the word, and you could simply increase it slightly. And bingo. So if you head back to test and you add anything, you had that little pattern. All right. So instead of trying to add pattern to the expressions, you could simply use transform and add a little pattern to it. And there you go. You have a background that adjusts to the text. And finally, an adjustable clip that include ending animation. No keyframes to fix, no animation breaking when you adjust the clip. You change the length and the animation adapts automatically. This is where expression actually shines. Not for flashy tricks, but for building smaller, flexible projects. Set up once and the project does the work for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and build this. So for this one, okay, you know what, let's just use adjustable clip. But sometimes you want to use fusion composition. So we're gonna bring down a different adjustable clip. Okay, and I'm just going to put it on top of my old project. Normally we try to zoom in, let's say to a particular area, let's say to the right side or just anywhere you want to zoom in. Even though it's a simple animation, you don't want to keep doing that every time. You want to have an adjustable clip where you do all that work. So every time you need to zoom into that particular area, you could reuse that adjustable clip. So if we use keyframes, the one thing with keyframe is every time you extend the clip, you're gonna have to go to the keyframes to readjust the animations. All right, so let's head to our Fusion. Okay. Okay, so the node that's going to have that zoom in effect and zoom out effect is the transform node, as we all know. So we've added our transform node between the media in and media out. Okay, if we increase the size, it has the zoom in effect, and if it decreases, it has the zoom out effect. So we are trying to zoom in to 1.5 from frame 0 to frame 10. We're trying to zoom in to 1.5. And the last 10 frames, we're trying to zoom right out to the regular size. Okay, so Like I've explained, we could do that with keyframes. However, we do with the keyframes when you adjust the length of the adjustable clip. Now you have to also adjust the keyframes. So to avoid that, we use expressions. So that way you could always reuse that adjustable clip and you could save it on your power bin. So that way you don't have to redo that. So once you do it one time, you don't have to do it again unless you want to do something different. We're gonna head to inspector, head to size, and hit on expressions. Okay, so I've already written that expressions on text pad here. So let's head to our test pad so you can see our test pad. And as you can see, I have my equations here. Okay, so let me give you a quick run through here. All right, so obviously we use the if function, which is going to help us with our conditions. All right, so exactly, so if time is less than the render start plus 10. Okay, simply if time is less than 10, this is what's happening. Okay, so 1 plus, so it's going to start from 1, then plus meaning it's increasing. So at the rate at which it's increasing is this right here. Okay, time minus the render start divided by 10 times this. All right, so this is the rate at which it's increasing to 1.5. Okay, so this is a true value. After meeting the condition, this is the true value. And at the false value, we also wrote another if function. Okay, so this is because we also want the same action happening at the end of our animation, which is render end. So we have the render start and we have the render end. Okay, so it's kind of similar thing, except it's zooming back out. All right, and now the final false value is the middle part of the entire video, which is 1.5, which is a size that is zoomed into till the end of the composition when it's going to zoom right out. So it's zoomed into 1.5, which becomes the false value when the first and the second condition is not met. So the first condition was the first 10 frames and the second condition was the last 10 frames. So the false value of both condition is the middle part, which is why it's 1.5. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to copy everything here. All right. From here, we copy and we right click and say copy. Okay, so let's head back to DaVinci and we are going to head to inspector where we open our expression box, right click, paste, hit enter. Okay, so now if we play it, okay, zoom in, zoom out, perfect. All right, so now we could play it right here. Let me mute the volume here. We don't need to hear this. Mute this. All right, so if we play it, zoom in, last 10 frames, zoom out. Okay, so now if we get this and decrease the size, it doesn't matter. Zoom in, zoom out. If we make it even longer, same thing, zoom in. Let's head to the ending part, zoom out. Voila. And that's it. So now you could head to your power bin and you could save it. Save it here for your next project. If you're editing real projects, this kind of thinking changes everything. And if you want more workflow driven Fusion tutorial like this, let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you like what you saw, and I will catch you on the next one.